Welcome everyone to the podcast where we delve into the most impactful and curious events of the past. Today we journey back to 17th century England, a time of superstition, fear, and persecution. A time when the words of a young girl changed history forever. This is the story of the Pendle Witch trials, how the voice of a 9-year-old girl led to the execution of her own family. The year was 1612. England was gripped by widespread paranoia. King James, known for his fear of witchcraft, had published a book titled Demonology, encouraging the witch hunts and the persecution of those who defied the established religion. In this climate of terror, in a small corner of Lancashire, a family would be accused of practicing witchcraft, and their fate would rest in the hands of a child. Janet Device lived with her mother Elizabeth, her grandmother Dimdek, and her siblings Alison and James. They were a poor family and were rumored to be practitioners of witchcraft. Her grandmother, known as the Cunning Woman, was famous in the region for her knowledge of herbs and remedies. But a simple incident would change their lives forever. Alison, Janet's older sister, cursed a peddler who refused to give her some pins. Shortly after, the man fell ill. This event reached the ears of Magistrate Roger Noel, an ambitious man who saw the witch hunt as an opportunity to advance his career. Under pressure, Alison confessed and pointed to her own family and neighbors as witches. The Pendle Witch trials began, and it was then that Janet Device, only 9 years old, became the key figure. At that time, children under 14 were not considered reliable witnesses in court. However, King James's influence and his obsession with witchcraft allowed Janet to be called to testify. Janet climbed onto the witness stand, calm and composed, and accused her own mother of being a witch. Her testimony was so convincing that the jury had no doubts. In just 2 days, 10 people, including Janet's entire family, were found guilty and sentenced to death. Janet's story and her family's fate did not end in Pendle. Her testimony set a precedent that would change the way witch trials were conducted, not only in England but also in the American colonies. The records of the Pendle trial were later used as reference in infamous cases such as the Salem witch trials of 1692, where much of the evidence was provided by children, but Janet's fate was tragic. Years later, in 1633, she was accused of witchcraft by a 10-year-old boy. Though she was acquitted, Janet's life was forever scarred by the precedent she had set herself. The Pendle Witch trials serve as a reminder of how fear and superstition can lead to injustice. Janet Device, a young girl whose voice echoed in the courts, became a victim of her own story. Thank you for joining us in this episode. Don't forget to subscribe and share so we can continue exploring the darkest and most fascinating corners of our past together. Until next time.